By the end of this video, you will know 20 super common phrases that you can use in everyday conversation. I have grouped the phrases together to use in specific situations, and I will go through each phrase one by one, explain what it means or what it's used for, and then demonstrate the pronunciation so that you can get a chance to practice saying it correctly. Are you ready? Let's get started. The first two phrases are used for casual greetings and making small talk. They make a really good alternative to the kind of boring "how are you?" Most of the time we want to be more interesting and use something a bit different, so why not try one of these phrases? The first one, "how have you been?" Or an alternative, "what have you been up to?" These two are really nice alternative ways to ask "how are you?" How have you been is asking about the other person's state, their health, their situation, generally how their life is, whereas "what have you been up to?" is a bit more specific about the things that person has been doing in their life. So they are a little bit different from each other, but achieve the same purpose of asking that other person how they are. The next category is for agreeing with someone or acknowledging something they have said to you. First, we've got "sounds good." Sounds good is a really common phrase that we use all the time when someone has suggested a plan or given us an idea. If we want to show that we like that idea, we agree with them, we say, "sounds good." The next one, "fair enough." Now pay attention to my pronunciation with this one. Fair enough. This is used when someone tells us something and we want to validate what they're saying and almost say that, yes, you have a good point there, we agree with you, what you're saying is fine. We say, "fair enough." The next one, "good point." Another really common phrase that we use when someone has made a good point. So maybe when we are having a discussion or thinking of ideas for things to do or places to go, and someone gives a good suggestion or they make a good point, we can say, "good point." Finally, in this category, we've got "that makes sense." Again, quite self-explanatory what it means. We use it to respond when someone has said something sensible that we agree with. Yeah, that makes sense. Now these four phrases, "fair enough," "good point," "that makes sense," and "sounds good," can all be used when you're with another person or a group of people thinking of ideas, putting out suggestions, trying to come to an agreement. So that is the situation that we commonly use those phrases in. The next category we've got is for apologising or reassuring. The first one is "my bad." We use this one when we have made a mistake and we want to admit that, yes, that was my fault. We can say, "whoops, my bad." It's kind of a light-hearted and casual way of admitting that you made a mistake, but it's very common in informal English. Next up, a very common one to reassure someone if they made a mistake. You can say, "no worries." It's the same as saying "no problem," but is perhaps a little bit more informal. So if someone else makes a mistake or they do something that affects us in a negative way, but we want to let them know it's really not a problem, we can say, "no worries." Again, pay attention to my intonation there and try to copy it yourself. "No worries." The next category is for when we are making plans. The first two are questions, starting with, "when are you free?" If we want to find out an appropriate time to see someone, we can ask them, "when are you free?" Another one we can use is, "what works for you?" If I say "what works for you," it usually means I'm trying to agree on either a time, a day, or a place to meet with a friend. Maybe we're discussing what time we'll meet for dinner. I don't have a preference, so I say to my friend, "what works for you?" The next one, "let me know." "Let me know" is another super common phrase used when we are making plans and we are waiting for the other person to tell us what works for them, when they want to meet, where they want to go, or just to confirm the plan, I would say, let me know. Once we've made our plan and I want to show that I am excited to see that person, I can say, looking forward to it. That means that I am excited to see that person and I am happy about our plan. It's a nice thing to say to someone to show them that you are happy and excited to see them. Looking forward to it. The next one is something you might say at the end of a conversation. Let's catch up soon. This is used when you want the other person to know that you would like to see them soon. Maybe you haven't been able to meet for a long time because of your own busy lives, or maybe you've already met but would like to see each other again soon. You can say, let's catch up soon, meaning let's try and see each other soon. The next category is opinions and responses. So responses you can give when someone asks you something or when you want to give an opinion. If you want to give a negative reaction, you could say, I'm not feeling it. We use this phrase when someone suggests a plan or there's something that we have to do that day and we just don't want to. So we say, oh, I'm not feeling it, or I'm really not feeling it, meaning I don't want to do that. Another one, I can't be bothered. This is such a common phrase that we use all the time if we're feeling a bit lazy. Oh, I can't be bothered to go to work today. It's a really common phrase that someone might use. It's not exactly rude, but it is expressing this laziness, this lack of desire to do something. Now, if someone asks you if you want to meet up with them that day, please don't say, I can't be bothered. That would be very rude. If you do want to show that you agree with a plan, another thing you can say is, I'm down. We use this phrase when someone suggests doing something. We want to confirm that yes, we are interested in doing that thing too. We'd say, yeah, I'm down, meaning yes, I agree with that plan. I would like to do that. Another response we can use if we're really surprised by something someone has said, we can say, seriously? This is another very common phrase and it is used to express disbelief. We can't believe something someone has said, so we say, seriously? Again, pay attention to my intonation, it's really important. Try to copy it yourself. Seriously? Notice that rising intonation with that phrase. Next is a question we can ask as an alternative to what do you think. We can say, what do you reckon? It's exactly the same as asking someone, what do you think? But it's a bit more informal, a bit more colloquial. The type of thing you would say with friends and family. What do you reckon? Meaning, what do you think about that? Our final category and our final two phrases are used when we are offering or asking for help. The first one, do you need a hand? Meaning, do you need help? The second one, can you give me a hand? Meaning, can you help me? So giving a hand means to help someone. Can you give me a hand? Or do you need a hand? Really common phrases that we use all the time instead of saying, do you need any help? So that's our 20 phrases that we use in English all the time. Let me know in the comments down below if you found this video useful and I will make another one with another 20 common phrases that we use in everyday English. Now, knowing these common phrases is one thing, but do you know how to sound more interesting when you are speaking English? I'll give you a clue. It has something to do with pronunciation. If you want to find out more, I highly recommend this video, which gives you the secret to sounding more interesting when you speak English just by using your pronunciation. The link for that video is down in the description below this video and I hope to see you there. Before you go, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I release a new video. And as always, let me know if you have any ideas for videos that you would like me to do in the future. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Goodbye.